Hey, how's it going everyone? Tays in here, and today I'm doing a tag response from the Retro Social Work Game Hunter, talking about the 5 worst video games in my collection. As always, Retro Social Work Game Hunter is an awesome guy with a really cool channel. I highly recommend you check him out if you haven't already. This is a sort of a late tag response. I was tagged a few months ago, but didn't realize it at the time, so apologies for that. But yeah, kicking things off, I'm going to say I'm going to do a bit of a twist on a couple of the games, and that's just because I don't really have sort of, it was hard to get 5 worst games in my collection. That's because I buy games individually, so I'm always purchasing games I want, not necessarily getting bulk collections where there's a lot of games in them that many people may not have any interest in and trade off. But kicking these off with the first 3, the first one is the Connect Adventures. Yeah, no interest in this game whatsoever. It just came with my recent Xbox 360 Connect bundle purchase. For that reason, I will keep this game because it's part of that bundle. So I'd like to keep that bundle complete. But there were a few other games I got with that bundle that I've got no interest in also. That is Dance Central. Yeah, it's a Connect game that the person I bought it from, she originally bought the Xbox 360 to play this game. So there's that one. And there's also the third one, I believe the lady's boyfriend played this one, and that is Dirt 3. Looks to be a dirt rally sort of racing game. Also, no interest. Not really into any racing games other than Mario Kart. I used to play Gran Turismo, I think it was 2 back in the day on the PS1. Love that game, but nowadays, yeah, can't see myself ever, trying that game out or so. And now getting on to the 4th and 5th. So this is where I said I'm going to do a bit of a twist. What I mean by that is these games are not games I've played. One's from a series I haven't yet played at all. But in terms of them being part of the worst games in my collection, I'm going to say that these are sequels to fantastic games, or at least highly well received games that they themselves haven't been well received. So you could essentially just call them a poor sequel, a game that people say, avoid this sequel, just play the original. So starting things off, from the Tales of Symphonia Chronicles collection, it is not Tales of Symphonia, I don't want pitchforks coming at me, but Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, the sequel that comes in this bundle. I've heard from 1 or 2 friends, as well as people on YouTube, that just stay away from the sequel. Just play Tales of Symphonia. It's a fantastic game in its own right. It was also on the GameCube before, but stick clear of Dawn of the New World. It sort of just does not pay homage to the original story. In saying that, I haven't played Tales of Symphonia, the original, so this is just me sort of relaying other people's thoughts, or hopefully doing relaying it accurately. But again, I thought that would be a cool way to sort of talk about another game in my collection that is, I could say, is the worst. And 5th, also building upon that, Parasite Eve 2. I've heard so much great things about the first one. Unfortunately, I haven't played it because it never got released in Australia. I'm always looking out for a US copy here, hoping someone may have it. Until now, I've either not found it, I found it too late on eBay and it's already been sold, or someone has it and they're selling it for quite an expensive amount because it was not released here and stuff like that. And yeah, I've watched reviews and sort of critical analyses comparing this to the first one, and I mean, one thing that stood out to me was the music sounded terrible in this, at least from what they showed, comparing it to the first one. They talked about things like the backtracking, sort of the way the plot is designed, and sort of how it's not related to the first one, but then it does loop into the first one, and how it's just overall a different type of game, and I should say that the gameplay, the what's the word, the sort of the atmosphere feels different. Again, hard to say, not having the first one and being able to play it, but I thought, if there's anything that I could sort of classify as of the worst in my collection, not taking the series as the worst, but taking a sequel that hasn't been as well received as the first one. So yeah, that does it for my 5. I'm wondering whether I should tag people. It is quite old, so it's sort of, I don't know, sort of, whether people are still doing this. But in saying that, if you would love to do a video response to this, please do. As you've seen, there are multiple angles you can sort of take this from and talk about, worst games. It could also be maybe games you've enjoyed, but maybe you've just had a bad experience somehow, or in some part of the game, or you could even say worst games as in like the in the worst condition or something. So yeah, I'm sure there are many angles to take it from. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sharing, and subscribing. And until next video, stay spot on.